everybody, welcome to today's crystal video. Today I am doing a celestial guide channeling through selenite and through black tourmaline. These are two of the quick crystals that I require for my mediumship program that's open for enrollment right now. And the reason for this is selenite, first and foremost, helps to rapidly raise our frequency. And when we're seeking to connect with higher realms, higher guides, spirit guides, higher guidance, the Akashic records and the Akashic realm, we need to raise our own frequency so that our energy is higher, our consciousness is higher, and we're able to connect with these higher realms. And the black tourmaline is also really essential because tourmalines, even though a lot of people consider black tourmaline to be grounding, some find it that way. I don't. I find that it's more centering. Tourmalines are really high frequency crystals, and their energy is very quick. It's very electric. So again, that also helps to raise our frequency, but it allows us to come into a place of center, a place of neutrality where, we're not at war with our egos, our fears, our shadow self that may be pulling us down, as the selenite is raising us up. We're allowed to be in this place of centered neutrality and surrender, where we can really be open to spirit and open to flow. The other two very key things about channeling with these crystals is the clean and clear channel that they open. Again, both very high frequency crystals that purify, that help to protect, that help to repel lower harmful frequencies. So as we're opening up to spirit and channeling from spirit or going into realms of light like the Akasha, we can do so from a place of neutrality where we're not engaged with our shadow, and the likelihood of shadow being able to engage with us or interfere with our work is dramatically reduced. And so this creates a safe and clear channeling practice when we're doing this work. And I'll also add that for those of you who have read my books or know a little bit about my story, this right here, this piece of black tourmaline, is the first crystal I ever channeled with. It's the crystal that opened me up to channeling from crystals, that connected me with with crystal consciousness, that gave me the real first major loud and clear guidance I needed in terms of my life path and purpose, and really started to change things for me. So it's exciting for me to be channeling from these two crystals today, to see what guidance, what healing guidance or energy may come through for myself and for all of you watching. Maybe they'll guide us through a meditation. I'm not really sure, but the purpose of the working today is to connect with the celestial realm, to connect with the celestial guide, which is, certainly something that I'll be teaching in my program, but I wanted to open this work to all of you. So here we go. Ooh, I just felt that channel open. And I'm coming into a place of really bright, shining light, but it doesn't feel like the Akasha. It feels different. It feels like there's a source of consciousness here. It's saying that many of us are feeling lost on our paths right now, but it's saying that we're finding our way. It's like we're feeling our way along our path right now, many of us. It's saying there's many more people who have awakened and who are seeking to work with the light. And so this is why we're seeing this in terms of greater numbers reaching out and interested in getting into crystals and healing and astrology and other spiritual workings. Though it says to me that astrology is a metaphysical science, a very grounded metaphysical science that just hasn't been given that accolade or accreditation, if you will, from the greater mainstream. But so I'm just coming more into this light space. It's always beautiful when you come into this space because it's so serene. You feel very held. And a lot of cares and fears, you know, that you sort of carry with you just sort of fall away. And it's saying they create these spaces so that we can come into these spaces and just be clean, be the pure luminous soul that we are, and receive the guidance or instruction or help or medicine that we need, soul medicine, at this time in order to support us. And it's saying that we always come back from these light spaces changed. And it's saying there's many sources of consciousness in the universe, in the alter universe, whatever that may be. Various sources of light, of consciousness. It's saying that information does travel on light. Consciousness does travel on light. But it does so as well in darkness. And it's saying this is part of the nature of duality that we experience. It's saying non-duality is in pure consciousness, pure light. And it's saying that ultimately we feel lost because we feel lost within ourselves, within our certainty, within our connection to our own authentic consciousness. It's saying that we're pulled in so many directions. There are so many distractions. And it's meant to become confusing. It's meant to deflect or cipher our energy into many other directions. And it's saying that this, is caused by a misunderstanding of abundance versus lack, in our world, and this feeling, this need to draw as much from people as people can, or as we can, instead of being in a situation where we allow what we need, or what needs to come to us, to be drawn to us. And it's saying humanity has forgotten about its magnetism. And it's because so many have fallen out of alignment with who they are, with their souls, with their truth. And they're saying we don't need to be any one way. We're allowed to be the purity of who we are, but we're afraid to be the purity of who we are because we're afraid we won't be loved. And I recognize that for myself as a human. That's why I feel moved in this moment. I understand that. But it's saying that we're always loved, and the miracle that occurs when we allow ourselves to come into purity of self, purity and alignment with our souls, is that we find an everlasting love in ourselves, and that radiates outwards, and that transforms our experience around us. And it's saying, this is a teaching that is oft talked about and oft shared because there are many people on the planet who are seeking to help raise us up. Beautiful, wonderful souls helping to raise us up, speaking these teachings, sharing these teachings. And it's saying, but it's easy for us, based on our life experience, our conditioning, based on what's happened to us, to turn away from these teachings, to not believe in them, because it sounds too easy. And this is because we've forgotten about our magnetism. We have forgotten about our magnetism. We're connected with our electricity, it's saying, which is our actionable selves, the selves that go out and do things and make things happen and procure things and get things and create things. It's saying this is our electric selves. This is us channeling our energy outward to change our reality. But it's saying we have forgotten about our magnetic selves. And it's saying even at our basic atomic structure or functioning or how we're created and made, there is electricity, but there is also magnetism. You know, this is what creates the electromagnetic fields that are generated by us, by our bodies, even at an atomic level. And it's saying we're working too much of one part of ourselves, and we're not working enough of our other selves. So it's asking us now, first and foremost, to feel a channel of light that passes down through our bodies, down through our systems, down through our spirits, into our very souls. And if we wish, we can see that channel of light to continue down through the body, down through the earth. But now this is grounding in the soul and becoming enlightened, in alignment with the soul, and allowing us to come into this place. And it's saying, first and foremost, it's asking us to just sit here and be in that alignment for a second. And it's somewhere in the core of our bodies. And all of you may feel it in a slightly different place. And then it's asking us to become aware of ourselves energetically, to become aware of the electricity, but also the magnetism. And it's saying, for some of you who may have trouble connecting with that, it's asking you to imagine a magnet, like an actual magnet. If you've experienced the magnetic pull of something, you know, you've held a piece of metal to a magnet, or even another magnet to a magnet, which will create sort of that repelling energy. But imagine that magnetism and feel that magnetism that's in you. And it says, when we're in alignment with our souls, when we're in alignment with our soul desires and what we're truly seeking to create, to co-create, to manifest, to attract for ourselves, which goes far beyond stuff. It goes to life path, relationships, vocation, places to live, just the right things happening. It's saying that magic spark we call synchronicity is part of our magnetism. So it's asking us now to come into alignment, to come into alignment with our authentic selves. And it's saying this is not something you think. This is something you allow. So it's saying, just use your imagination. If you were to drop down into the center of yourself and just imagine that you were coming into authentic alignment with yourself. Let your imagination guide your energy, because it's saying energetically it happens in the moment with your imagination. Just imagine it. Imagine coming into alignment with yourself. Let your imagination show you what that might be, what it might feel like, what it might look like. It can be different for everybody. But come into that place and then imagine being magnetic and feeling your magnetism and knowing in the very pit of your soul, yourself, your gut, even in your body, that everything your soul desires can be magnetically pulled to you and is magnetically pulled to you. And all that blocks that from being pulled to you is your electricity and how it's being directed. Because our electricity is oftentimes being directed by the mind, by the shoulds, by the fears, by the shadow, by the conditioning, by what we're being told to direct it to, by what we're being told to be. Whereas our magnetism is pure and it is soul-based and it draws to us that which we are seeking. And so it's giving us a teaching, the celestial being to whom I am so deeply grateful. It is giving us a teaching, which is, it's asking you just for 30 seconds to 5 minutes, whatever you can manage in a day, because humanity is busy right now. We've got a big busy sign flashing out there in the universe. Humanity is busy. Humanity has a lot going on. But it says take 30 seconds to 5 minutes a day, preferably first thing in the morning. Just crawl out of bed, and before you go to the bathroom or do anything else, just sit and imagine that channel of light coming down through you, anchoring you into being in alignment with your soul. And then asking your soul on a soul level, what is it that you desire? What is it that you are pulling to me in my truth that will bring me glorious joy? And maybe you'll see something, hear something, receive a message. Maybe you won't. Maybe just opening even to your soul in this way works healing or magic for you. And then connect with that feeling of magnetism and open up to your own magnetic field, your own magnetism. And feel that whatever that desire is being pulled to you. And there's nothing you need to do. You're allowing yourself to be your true, powerful, magical self. Allow it to be pulled to you. Feel it being pulled to you. And know that this is true. And some of you may have experienced moments of miracle or manifestation in your life, and this being is saying where you may have doubted whether or not that could actually happen because we're so accustomed to doubting ourselves. And it's saying, what if you allowed yourself a moment where you didn't need to doubt? You could just allow it and see what happens. Adopting that curiosity and open and wonder of a child. It's saying that all children had. Though it can be robbed from many children, it is something you can reclaim in adulthood, now in this moment. And it's saying that's it. Just do that practice every day. Start practicing your magnetism again. And trust in what's coming to you. Trust in what's unfolding for you. It says that while there are challenges, many challenges on the life path, there's also much glorious joy and fulfillment because it's you coming back to you in all of your grace. And I feel the channel winding down. I feel the being moving away, but with blessings and with great love and recognition, which is wonderful because any of you who have watched this video, who have watched through to this point, whether you closed your eyes and participated or not, you were in the presence of this being, and that's very beautiful. And now I'm allowing myself to come back down into my body, and I'm going to use the selenite now just to sever any kind of psychic connection or remaining psychic channel that might be open, and then allowing my tourmaline to bring me back into center, and allowing my tourmaline to help me embody that which I have just received. And as per usual, I've got tears rolling down my face. But that was the channeling. That was I don't know, the gift to share today. I love doing this work so much. So thank you so much for holding space for me. And allowing me to share this with you. And for those of you who just feel that real soul tug, because you know, all programs I run have their own spirit and consciousness. They call their own kin. So if you feel that tug, and if you'd like to get deeper into working with crystals as conscious beings and keys and conduits to greater levels of consciousness and energy and healing and help and guidance and purity, I welcome you to check out my program, Lightwalker, a crystal mediumship program. But either way, you can trust that I will continue to share this with you because I love it. And if you're receiving it with love, then hey, that's enough for me. So thank you so much. I hope that was of service to you and that you have a blessed and beautiful day.